Hey guys, it's MJ. Welcome to the Rustic Maple Design family. Today we are going to beautify a backsplash. We're going to use baking soda and a mix of coconut oil into a paste because we are working with a backsplash in the kitchen, so we want to clean all that grease off. After we work with that and work the grease off, we're going to use the Palmolive soap with some water and just wash it off. I've got a sea sponge that I'm going to be using with some paint that matches the walls of my kitchen. I've also got a scraper to help me with the edges in case any paint gets on my cabinets or countertop. So we are going to get started. All right, here is the wall that I'm working on. You can see there's a lot of terracotta going on, so I don't like the orange, never have. So I'm going to tame it down. I'm going to use the sea sponge, very small, just very lightly dab it with some paint, and I'm just going to start applying that onto the wall. Now, it's kind of like the idea of stenciling if you've ever stenciled before. A little bit goes a long way, so just kind of put a little bit on your sea sponge. I've got a really small one because I want to do each intricate stone on itself. So I'm just filling in those stones, and I'm especially covering the more orange colored ones. I'm just dabbing around each one, just kind of work at a pattern that you feel comfortable with. Kind of dab that around and clean it all off. It's, clean off the edges, like get all the edges full of that paint. Just dabbing it all over. One thing I did notice here too, before I forget to mention to you, is that there was a lot of grease on the wall. So make sure you clean that off prior to painting. That degreaser that I'm showing you, the coconut oil and the baking soda, works great. And then wash it off with simple soap and water until you can use your hand and kind of feel that the stones are smooth and don't have grease on them anymore. All right, now I'm going back and forth after I've dabbed on the paint. I'm going in all different directions, and I'm just lightly, very, very lightly just stroking that paint and just filling that in so that there's a light coating of paint over the entire face of that stone. And so I'm just continuing on, just dabbing, dabbing, dabbing. As I'm doing this, one thing that you'll see too is that if you put too much paint on, or if there's a pattern that you kind of don't like, or a streak that you don't like, just simply go with a paper towel, wet paper towel, and just wipe it off, give it a minute or two to dry, and then go back and then recoat it again how you want. But the big thing is, once you've dabbed it all over, kind of gently stroke it in all different directions and get that coating of paint kind of lightly over everything. Now with this, you can either do more paint if you want and you don't want a lot of the color showing through, or less. That is totally up to you. I started doing this project at night, so I waited until the next day because I wanted to see, not this particular wall, I'm showing you a new wall. I did another wall in my kitchen. I wanted to see the natural lighting from the morning to see if it's how I wanted it, which it was. So if you look at the screen at your bottom right corner, you can kind of see where I've already used some of the paint to show you how it looks while it's dry. So it's lighter. It definitely tones down that terracotta orange that's in there, and that's the look I'm going for. Now I'm going to show you again that scraper that I showed you in the beginning. I use that when I went close to the cabinets, or down towards the countertop, wherever you need to do it. It just kind of helps protect that wall, and you can get really close because you want to cover all the face of the stone. So just go in all those different directions and just kind of have fun with it. Enjoy it, and then I'll see you in a bit. All right, guys, the backsplash is done. You do need to let the paint cure for 24 hours, and then you're going to put a sealant on it. I'm using Impregnator. I'll put the link below for you. You can get it at a Lowe's, but you just simply wipe that Impregnator on with a rag, get the excess off, and your wall is pretty much done. Does that not look pretty? I like it. It lightened it up so it looks kind of nice, and now you can kind of see it close up. So you still have your colors, but not as in your face. And the Impregnator is easy to apply, just use a cloth. And then let it dry for another 24 hours before you start cooking again. All right, guys, this is it. put some comments below if you like this video. If there's any questions or if there's something else you'd like to see, let us know. I do like how it turned out. So if you're like me, you bought a house, you didn't get to choose the backsplash, you can kind of make it your own by just doing this simple, and it's truthfully an easy technique, and it's cheap and easy. Not much paint. Enjoy.